Hi, guys. Welcome to the Break Free podcast with Rachel. And today I have a very special guest. We are with Anna Marie. Welcome. And
Thank you.
yes, happy whole you. You can see it behind her. She'll probably tell you all about that. Yeah. Anna, tell us about you.
So I am a healer. I love helping people pretty much rewire their brain and their biology because I had to do this for myself. And I'm a brain health specialist and wellness specialist. And ultimately, I help people increase how their brain functions and decrease body inflammation. So when you do those two things, you kind of take care of a whole host of things that ail you, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell us a little more about that. What does that actually look like?
So I use a lot of different high-tech pieces of equipment, different modalities to evaluate people, find out what's going on with them. Biofeedback is one of the modalities. I also use some different Chinese medicine techniques and use nutraceuticals, different things to find out where are deficiencies happening in the body, and then, filling them up, helping them out, be able to be better in those areas. I'm also certified as a brain health specialist coach by Dr. Amen Clinic. So I love helping people that are having challenges with ADHD, anxiety, depression, all these labels that we get from going to the doctors. And I help them move past that and through that, because I went through the same thing. So I went to a psychiatrist and he put me on medications and it made me worse. And I was like, I need to take care of me. I need to figure out how to make myself better naturally. And that worked for me. So I just share a lot of stuff I've learned over the last 18 years with other people.
Man, I feel so lucky to have you here because it's like you went through your own transformation, right? And now you're helping others be able to feel that joy that you have found, like find that light that they've been looking to find in a maybe a different approach than they have tried before. So yeah. I love it. All right. So we're gonna shoot through some questions here. Okay.
Okay.
Fast fire questions. So what's your favorite book?
Oh my gosh. So when I knew I was going to get this asked to me, I literally am that person that I can't pick just one. So like if you go like by science, I'm obsessed with the Kaufman Protocol. If you go by like thinking bigger, I love Moonshots by Naveen Jain or like Atlas Shrugged. And then anything by Mel Robbins or Jen Sincero. So I couldn't just pick one. So much greatness out there.
You're right. And what about your book?
Yeah, so I wrote this book called Stop Bullying Yourself. So that was that was something I struggled with, is that little voice in our head that it's good when it pushes you to a certain point, but when it becomes self-destructive, that's when we really need to have some self-reflection. And so I just wrote a personal growth book that my kids will be able to read someday. And I just share real live things that happened to me and what I did to move past them to become a more happy, whole person.
I love it. And it's going to be on Audible soon.
Yes. I'm just putting the final touches on it.
All right. How about favorite quote?
So this one, I remember my grandfather saying this to me, and I'm sure somebody else said it, but he always said something along the lines of, live like nobody else today, and you'll live like nobody else tomorrow. And in other words, with finances and just your overall being, if you follow the masses, you'll probably end up like the masses. And so sad, broke, and unhealthy is not something I want to be. And I used to be that when I followed the masses. So now, just taking care of myself, taking care of my brain, taking care of my finances, my friendships, it's all super important.
So taking the road less traveled.
Yeah. Yes. Which can be really hard.
Absolutely. But the road less traveled leads to more beautiful places.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Love that. And how about podcast?
So I like Ben Greenfield. I just started, I don't know if kids are listening, but I don't even know whose podcast it is, but it's called Unfuck Your Brain.
Oh,
Yeah, so that one. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I dug around like Gary Vee, and
yeah.
there's so much good stuff out there. So
I want to know who does Unfuck Your Brain.
yeah, she's like a Harvard grad, and she's the coach, and
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's just, she really dives into how our brains, like how we're thinking, why we're thinking that, and then how half of it is BS anyways, which is so true.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to be looking that up for sure. And then you just started a podcast, correct?
Yes. It is called Happy Whole You, the Happy Whole You podcast. And I always go back to the brain, how the brain functions, but we just talk about all sorts of things with health and nutrition, and ultimately realistic things that we can do to have a higher functioning brain and a higher functioning body, just to be happy. Mm-hmm. Right? We all want to be happy.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to talk about that some more of, at the end of the day, we all just want to feel good. We all just want to be happy. How do we get there? And I think that's different. It can be in different ways for different people. And so I think that leads perfectly into, what does break free mean to you?
Oh gosh. So I just love that, break free. And for me, it's letting go of all the self-judgment, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can do as much thought work and work on yourself, but there is this underlying judgment, I think, that we can naturally tend to go to. And so for me, I have to let go of that judgment. And the way I do that is just through like pure gratitude. And instead of focusing on the things where maybe I've come up short in my life, I focus on like the lessons, like what a blessing that was to fall short, or what a blessing that was to go through that. Whereas before I used to look at it as like, oh, poor me, why did this have to happen to me? And, that type of thinking, and just letting go. And I'm human and I'm not perfect, and just appreciating those lessons that were there for me. And just sitting in that gratitude for I just sit and I'm thankful for like my eyeballs, right? Like the fact that they have all these intricate fibers that allow me to see my children and see my loved ones, and like having a voice, being able to listen. So I just sit in those little things, being able to have a car to just, I could drive anywhere I want right now. Like literally, like it's amazing to have a car or to have a heater in your house when you're 2 feet of snow, right? And just like all these little things that, I think sometimes we can be so grateful for those things that, and for us, gosh, me being in America, like that's a little thing, like, oh, having a heater in my house, right? Like there are people that don't have the things that we have. And so it's like important, I think, that we have gratitude towards all those things.
So is it fair to say that how you break free is through gratitude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Is there anything that you would add to that and how you break free?
A lot of times when I'm doing that, I'm going for a walk or a run, or I do like to rollerblade, and I just, something about just being in your own head, but being able to control those thoughts, I feel like that's a super powerful place to be. And then anytime you can add movement to it, for me, that's like so powerful. So I just love moving my body and just having those positive thoughts going on.
So, okay, going back to the beginning of this, we talked about that, you talked about being happy, right? About finding happiness. And then I said, and feeling, I always talk about feeling the joy, and that at the end of the day, we all just want to feel better. We want to be happy. So what are the tools that you use in your life to really find that, like, what brings you the most joy?
Yeah. So obviously gratitude, sharing my gifts with other people, and like being able to help other people is so important. Like essentially finding your purpose, right? Like finding your purpose and sharing the blessings that you have, and live where you feel like abundance, right? Like I have so much to give, and so putting that out there. I'm trying to think what else.
What?
Oh yeah, not comparing yourself to other people. Like that is like, if you're scrolling through social media and you are comparing yourself to this 0.001% of someone else's life that they want you to see and feeling bad about that, that is so dangerous to do. But just like appreciating, like for other people, like really sit in the fact that you are the only you there is in this whole world, and that will ever be here, and that you're super special just the way you are. And if you feel like the walls are coming in on you and there's just like all this chaos happening, just know this is happening for a reason, and look at it as, I feel like when we look at it like, okay, I'm going through this storm for something, and just being like, okay, I'm going to get through this is really important. But yeah, not comparing yourself to others, having that gratitude, and being consistent with the things that bring value to your life, right? And if that means exercising 5 minutes a day, every day for a year, then that's what it is, right? Better to do that than to not exercise at all. If that means, making sure you're drinking water all day long throughout the day, that's better than, just doing it for a week and then quitting. So I'm all about adding in little things to your life that bring value, and being consistent with it. Because when we're not consistent, then it won't stick. Yeah.
That was all like incredible and so right on point. And I'm wondering what tools you use at Happy Whole You. What tools you guys implement there that help people in being able to expand on doing these things?
Oh yeah. So we do coaching. We coach with people, which I recommend anybody, like get a coach, get a trainer, get a mentor. I feel like the last time, like if you think of the last time you achieved something amazing, I guarantee you had a coach or a mentor or a trainer, right? And a lot of people, the last time we've done any of that is when we were in high school, or when we were finding our first job, right? Or when we went to college or went to the service, and then we get out or we're done with all of that. And then we stop finding the people that really lift us up. So, yeah, definitely getting a coach or somebody to help you. But so we coach people here, but then we also have people, they do these guided meditations. We have breathworks classes. So there's some different elements that really help support people in their brain and getting them to that space where you can meditate and completely let go. We use like medical grade sauna here, which is really great to decrease inflammation, being able to relax. And one thing about sauna that because I always go back to the brain, once you step out of the sauna, your brain actually produces feel-good hormones, because it's like, oh gosh, I'm not hot anymore. I'm not going to like burn, like, yay. And so it forces the brain to produce that serotonin and dopamine, feel-good hormones. So we use that. We use a theta pod. We use a detox pod, red light therapy, voltage therapy. So all sorts of fun tech stuff. But we get to know our clients and have those conversations, and they have a support system here, which I think is ultimately super powerful.
So it's a combination of coaching and being able to find, get to know that person and exactly what they need. And then being able to implement some of these other tools within probably diet, and then also, the sauna or the bed or the pod. What does the pod do?
So the pod actually gets like the right and left hemisphere of the brain talking again, creating new neural pathways, connecting old neural pathways. So it's forcing those synapses in the brain to grow, so literally expanding your brain. And then we have music that's played, and then theta beats that's played. So your subconscious mind picks up on the program theta beats, conscious mind picks up on the music. And then what happens when you're in the pod, it actually turns while you're in it. Your conscious brain gives up, because we live most of our life in the subconscious, right? Conscious brain gives up, subconscious takes over, and you go into this deep, relaxing theta state, which is the state of mind right between when you fall asleep and when you're awake. And that is the state of mind when you're most open to suggestion.
Wow, that is really interesting. I love hearing about all the different tools that are used and why they're used, because I feel like, there is so much available out there into us being able to step even further into being able to find relief from whatever we're trying to break free from, right? But how does that work in our bodies? How does it work in our minds? And really, what are the results that we see from those things? So thank you so much for sharing that. I would love to hear from you. What are some tools that the people listening right now today can start implementing into their lives to, break free?
So definitely find one thing you love and spend 5 minutes on it every single day. That should be a non-negotiable, something that you love that brings you joy, whatever that may be. The other is to move your body every day. So whatever, and that could be playing a great song in the kitchen, dancing with your kids. Let's see. I don't know what that beeping was.
Oh, I don't either.
And then, let's see what else. Sorry, that threw me off. So dancing, getting a coach, get a coach or a trainer. I cannot stress this enough, how much it will change you. And, it's just so important. And the cool thing about it is with technology, you don't even have to live in the same place. Right. And so that's a really powerful thing, but get someone in your corner. And again, be consistent, be consistent with it. And then I'll leave everybody with this idea. So I never believe that it's ever just one thing. And what I mean by that is if you want to truly be happy and be whole, ultimately you have to fill yourself up with good stuff when it comes to what you're listening to, what you're eating, how you're moving your body, the conversations you have on a daily basis, how you spend your money. All of those elements of wellness really, truly need to be addressed every day. They don't have to be perfect, right? But we need to address them. And if any one of them you're completely ignoring, like finances, that's a big one people want to completely ignore, that'll weigh on you and that'll weigh on your happiness and your overall health. So just pay attention to all the elements in your life and the areas that you're taking things in, with seeing, with hearing, with the conversations you have, with spending your money, and just really start to reflect and see, is this bringing value to my life? Because it's always the things that we're doing on a daily basis that impact us more than the things we do once in a while, right? So find some things that you do once in a while that bring you joy and start doing those every day, because why would we not do that if they bring you joy?
Right. And I want to say simple, but it just 5 minutes a day. We all can take 5 minutes a day, maybe 5 minutes less on social media and 5 minutes on working on your growth every single day. So I love that tool. It's something any of us can implement into our lives right now. So Anna, tell everybody how they can find you and let us know.
Yeah. So just at Happy Whole You on Instagram and at Happy Whole You on Facebook, and then YouTube at Happy Whole You. And then, you can go to happywholeyou.com and check out my book, and then soon Audible. I will read to you.
You can just sit there and listen, and that beautiful voice is just going to read to you. So that works out perfect. Anna, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody else, thank you so much for joining us. You can find us on Instagram at Fitness Festival Events or at Rachel Pastor, and then on the web, fitnessfestivalevents.com and rachelpastor.com. Thanks again, guys. Thanks again, Anna. And thanks for joining us. All right. That's good.
Oh, yay.
We did it.
Awesome.
I think that went great. That was awesome. You did so great. And you are, at all the podcasts that I'm going to do, you're kind of like an overall, which is great, which is so great. I'll have other people on here who tomorrow I'm going to have a confidence coach, body image, kind of more of that. And then, there's people, that all different areas of life. Like maybe they use music, they're in a band, like however people are using it to break free, we're talking about that. And so it was cool when you started to talk because I was like, yeah, she's totally, I love how you're just like kind of bringing it all together. And you're a coach. So of course you're going to do that. And that's awesome.
Yes.
So I love it. Well, thanks for taking time for me today. I really appreciate once anybody would take time because I know how valuable it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for thinking of me. And I'm going to reach out to you and have you on Happy Holy podcast soon.
Okay. So, I look forward to it. All right. Have a good day.
Thank you for listening to the Break Free podcast by Fitness Festival Events. You can find our website at fitnessfestivalevents.com, where you can learn more about the events we have coming up, our Break Free community, and much more. For Instagram and Facebook, find us at Fitness Festival Events, or for our community, Break Free Community. For Rachel, you can find her on Instagram at rachel.pastor and email rachel@fitnessfestivalevents.com.